I was thinking, what are my top 5 books that I should not have been reading when I was a young person? I'm talking about like teenage age. And not 18. I'm talking about like 13, 14, okay? So, let's see. Now, the first book on my list is True to the Game by Terry Woods. It's an urban fiction about a drug dealer meets the girl of his dreams. They go through some shit. He dies. She tries to kind of move on, but gets caught up in some shit. And he comes back, but he's kind of... Anyway, it's a good book. I probably was around 13 when I was reading this book. Definitely was not appropriate. Next is probably would be The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. And that's Soldier with a J. Okay? Not... Yeah, Soldier with a J. So, this is about a young girl. It's an urban fiction. It's about a young girl whose dad is a drug dealer. And she's coming up in a rich life. And it turns out all bad in the end. But it's a good book. My auntie actually tried to hide this book from me because that's how inappropriate it was. But I still read it. Now, this next one, it's not a specific book. It's more of the entire genre, which is historical romances. I mean, the covers that they sell at Walmart back in the day look so sweet and innocent. But once you get to reading, I mean, geez Louise, like... So, my mom probably didn't even really think anything about me reading those books. But if she would have took a read, she probably would have took those from me. Now, this is probably my most favorite book of all time. This is the book that really got me into reading. And it might not be inappropriate for like an older teenager, maybe like 16, 17, but I was like 12 or 11 reading this book. And it's Fly Girl by Omar Tyree. I mean, he's literally one of the greatest authors of all time. And this book is about a young girl. It's really a coming of age story, honestly. She starts out young. Her parents, she doesn't really have the best example. She doesn't have the worst example of a relationship, but she actually doesn't really have the best example. She's coming up in like the 80s, 90s era. And it's such a good book. Like, I think I'm gonna go read it right now. I love this book so much. Now, even though I'm not really ranking these, this book would definitely be number 1 on the most inappropriate book I ever read as a child, as a teenager. Sex Chronicles. I mean, by Zane. I mean, hello. What else did y'all think I was going to say? Like, short stories about sexual encounters. A whole book of them. Yeah, all the girls in my school was reading this book. Our mamas didn't know a damn thing. Oh, before I go, never forget. It's books, bitches.